Hello everybody. In this video we will be talking about the order report and some of the functionalities of what you can do when you want to check orders. And so what you'll do is you're going to come over to your T-REX plugin and go down to order report. Okay, so on this dashboard you can see that it is up to date every time a sale is made. You can see total sales amount, your average order value, your total sales. You also get unique visitors this month sales, this week sales, and the sales that you made today. You can also search in this field here for particular orders. So if maybe someone, if they're checking up on an order for someone, you can search by their name, by an email address, or by the invoice number. Now this is your invoice number here. So if someone, say a customer emails you a support ticket maybe and says, hey, can you see if I had the right size, or I'm checking on my order, here's my invoice number. You can come up here and paste that in here. You can also select a date range of possible when orders were made. A lot of times people that are running maybe fundraising campaigns and things like that, or if you have just a really good seller, you're going to have a lot of orders, and you can select a start and end date. You can also select by a particular campaign, which makes it very easy up here. So you can pick the campaign that you want to find orders for. Also a product. So you can select by a product. And then this status here is that the order is completed. And then if an order failed for whatever reason, maybe incorrect information on a credit card, you can find it there. Okay. And then the supplier status, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but this is more for CSVs, and we'll kind of talk about that here in just a minute. Okay, so the main functions of your order report is to check orders, to check the status. And what I mean by status is that if you're using PrintTech as a supplier in your business settings, and you can look at this, your business settings training videos, you will already have a locker stock API key. Okay, and you get that, and you can check that video for training, how you go ahead and get that. But when you come back to your order report, if you're using PrintTech as a supplier, and it's going to orders at printtech.com, the API is going to, when an order is placed, the API is going to fire right away. So they're going to get these orders immediately. Okay. And so you can check all of that, the status of the API. And some of these, as you can see, were test orders for me. So they failed. And then after some went, they were sent. Okay, here. So, and you can see that this one is completed too. So the cool thing is when a shipping information is updated in your LockerStock account, you will get that shipping number automatically in this column here. And the way T-REX used to be set up is before we had an API field to link right to PrintTech, we used to send out CSVs, okay? And you can see that the CSV used to go out once a day. But now that we use an actual API, there's no longer a need for a CSV, but the column is still going to show that a CSV was sent. And so you'll see that even though they're getting the orders through the API right to their system, it's still checking off as a CSV is sent. Okay. And you'll see these other columns: product, order, and payment completed. Usually if it's like something like a form that they didn't fill out the form, or something went wrong on the when they were checking out. You can also see this action that you can show all your sales and notifier. You can uncheck these from here if you don't want to show up in the pop-up notifier. Okay, but by default they will show up, and then obviously you can select by campaigns and certain orders that maybe you don't want to show. You can do that. So say if you had some test orders that are popping up in your notifier, you can click those off because you don't want those to show. Okay, so let's dive into the actual functions of this. So you can always click on the invoice number, and this is going to give you all of your information about the customer. Okay, it's going to give you everything you need to know about their address. This is going to be the billing address, the shipping address, the payment information, all the status that we just talked about, what type of payments that they used. So if they're using Stripe or PayPal, And then it's going to give you shipping information too. So you can come over to this field and you'll see that it's shipped and what day it's shipped. Okay. Any discounts, you can do that. The cool thing here is if someone's saying that they didn't get an email confirmation, and you can always come in here into the order and you can resend the confirmation email right from here, from your order report. And you can tell that customer, please check your email. I've resent a confirmation and it has all of your invoice details on it and your receipt. Okay. Again, this notify status really pertains to CSVs, and really what a CSV is going to come in. If you are using other suppliers, you can they will get a CSV. So when you refer to your supplier training video, you'll see that as you set up suppliers and you select them on the product level, since you're not using an API for them, that they are going to get a CSV sent to them every day. Okay, so this notify status really pertains to different suppliers other than PrintTech. Okay, so really this is kind of done on the order level. So let's just take this one for instance. If we come in here, and this is a particular shirt, they ordered a few different types of shirts here. You can come in here, and let's just say if you're not using, again, I want to stress that this is if you're not using PrintTech, you can go ahead and you can change here the size, and you can change the style and the color. Okay, it's still going to kind of come through on the CSV with this image. But if someone said, hey, I ordered medium and I wanted large. Okay, and this particular one, you would have to see if they want it all. But if they all wanted to change, because you can't change the quantity on here. Okay. So let's just say they wanted to change these 3 to larges. You can go ahead and change that to large, and you can, if you want, you can update that here. But if you, for whatever reason, if you can put that into an order queued. Okay, so that will not be sent yet while you're changing that. The one thing I would say is that the order sent, CSV sent, means that it's already been sent. Okay, so this is before CSV has been sent. If it's already been sent to your supplier, you're going to have to contact your supplier through email or phone call and tell them of the changes before they start to produce your products. But if you have not sent them out, if the CSV has not been sent yet, you can go in here and put it in order queued, and as you're changing them, and then it will be sent out normally with all of the other CSVs that go out once a day. For whatever reason, if you just wanted to put that order on hold, if there was a needed to put the order on hold, you can put it on hold, and then that will not even be queued to be sent out, and then you can just make sure you hit update. So again, you can change a couple of things in here, but as far as using PrintTech as your supplier for your products, if you need to change an order, you're simply just going to want to go to orders, send an email with whatever change you need to orders@printexinc.com. So let's just go and check that. So again, I'll go check the supplier. I want to make sure I give you the right. And so I'm just going to look at the right email address. So it's the same email address that goes to Printex that when you set up your supplier. Okay, so the order email address is orders@printexinc.com, like I said. So this is the address that you're going to want to use if there's a change and PrintTech is your supplier. You're going to want to send an email to them. And now depending on when the email or when the order was placed, there's no guarantee that they can change out maybe a size or a color, just depending. So if they had placed the order a couple days ago before and they contact you, you can still send an email, but you're going to have to work that out with the customer. And depending on your return or refund policy, you're going to have to work that out with them and possibly replacing that for them or maybe having them order again. So really that's going to be up to your policy. But the best thing to do is to send an email right away to orders@Printex Inc. And in the email, I would include the invoice number, and I would also include the person's name. So if they are able to change it at PrintTech, they can match up the invoice number and make sure that it's the correct name. So that way there's no confusion. So I would simply craft an email to this email address with the email and the invoice number and also the customer's name, and simply, hey, I have a change on this order. Can you please change this from a medium to a large? please let me know if you've received this in time so I can update my customer. So that type of thing. Okay. So going back to order report, that's the only time you're going to really want to edit or try to resend orders, since we don't use the CSV for Printect anymore. But again, these are all the features that you can use. You can also export abandoned cart payments. So if you want to export those, and whether you're using the T-Rex mailer or if you're using MailChimp, you can put those into a list, and you can email customers out information or maybe another discount code. You can also export all successful payments here. And here you can show the number of records that you want to show on the page. So if you have a lot of orders and you want to look at more than 10 per page, you can come over here and look up to 50 orders on the page. Okay. So again, you have a lot of good information here. And just to stress that if you are using Printect as your main supplier, your orders are going through immediately because of the API status, okay? Because of the API key that you have with your Locker Stock account, okay? And that is that, and I'll talk to you on the next video.